Hey guys, John here with Vapor Honing Technologies today, and I wanted to show you three very popular machines within the hobbyist category, the small business category, and even the light manufacturing category. So we have three different models that we offer. All of the housings are the same size. They have the same exterior, interior dimensions. The three machines that we have are behind me. Starting from the left to the right, we have the Weekend Warrior. In the middle, behind me, we have the base, the VH800P-B, as in boy model. And then we have right here on my side, or the far right, we have the VH800P-FL for closed loop. So, of course, left to right, or however we want to do this, left to right, you're going to have, of course, the very basic good, better, best comparison. And that's something I want to dive into with you real quick here. And of course, we're going to cover everything in detail. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's begin. Okay guys, starting out with the Weekend Warrior model first. Of course, this is our good version of our good, better, best comparison video. Same cabinet, same dimensions as I mentioned earlier. We have 33 by 30 on the cabinet, approximately 25 to 28 inches tall. That's your inner chamber work area, so it's very big for most people's needs. These are very robust, durable cabinets. We have a 1/4 inch wall thickness on each cabinet that we sell, and we've been producing these well over 2 years. They've been very rock solid and durable. But this is the Weekend Warrior. A couple things that makes the Weekend Warrior a Weekend Warrior is, of course, we put some very simplified things on this cabinet. Something that if you're looking for a budget or entry-level machine that you're going to trade up later, if you watch our video on trading up your machine. But if you're going to get started into something, the Weekend Warrior is a fantastic option. The machine has, of course, a slurry pumping system in it, like all of our machines do. Also, it has, of course, a boron carbide blasting nozzle tip in each cabinet. So some people think it comes with a few parts and pieces and you have to put something else together. This cabinet's fully assembled, fully built out. A couple differences. Number one, the lighting is far less inferior than our other higher end cabinets. Just shooting you straight. If you want to be able to see, then buy one of the models up. The base model 800 is a great place to go if you're looking for something with better lighting, because this cabinet just does not have fantastic lighting. However, if you're looking to do something on the budget, it has great lighting for that. Second difference, you have a different panel here on the side. This panel controls your pumping system and it controls your lighting. And when I say it controls your pumping system, you still have a foot pedal that operates your blasting gun. This is basically throwing power to that system. Without this switch flipped on, the machine's not going to work. However, you have a very simple power connection here, 110 volts, GFCI protected, very basic machine. Very simplified components. We have a window rinsing system on the back, which some people have some issues with because of its adjustability. But again, it is what it is for you guys. We try to get you something that's budget friendly and something that we can all be happy with at the end of the day. But this machine is very basic. The next biggest difference that I want to point out is the ball valves on the side. The biggest difference with this cabinet versus our base 800 and our FL 800 is, of course, this is an open loop system, but it's very manual, meaning that your high water level ball valve here has to be opened and closed at the end of each blasting cycle. So it takes more operator input, and you have to pay attention to be able to use this machine. Otherwise, if you're not draining it after each time of using the machine, you're going to overfill the cabinet with water. So it's going to be a major issue if you go beyond this point, because this is the highest water level that we want in the cabinet. So this is where you'd have to manually open and close the machine. Again, it differs from the base 800 and the FL 800 because they have an automatic system that opens and closes at the end of each blasting cycle. But you still have your water drain off valve and you still have your main discharge valve, just like on every machine. So there's no difference there. So let's recap real quick the couple differences that we have between the Weekend Warrior and our other cabinets. Manual overflow draining system. The lighting is not as fantastic. We have LED lighting, but it's not as fantastic. And then of course, the panel box is of course different. It's more simple for those of you who like simple. And the window rinsing function on the back here is to be desired by most people. It is a window rinse timer. It will time and spray your window and shut off. However, again, the adjustability is just not there. If you're looking for a budget product to fit most motorcycle components, automotive components, or if you're going to use this in a light industrial setting, which I don't really recommend, then this cabinet is perfect for you because it's basic, it's affordable, you can use it, and you can trade up. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to mention in this whole thing, in this whole scenario, is we call this a light duty slurry pumping system in this machine. And people ask me, why is there a difference between slurry pumps? One, the light duty pumping system has a plastic impeller, which is what this machine has. The heavy duty pumping systems that we use on the other models have polyurethane impellers, which are the best in the industry, the most abrasion resistant. So again, this machine's designed to be one or two times a week max, maybe an hour. That's what we designed this machine for. It's not cheap, but it's pretty darn cost effective if you're looking for a pretty big blasting chamber in a wet blast cabinet. Something that's reliable, lifetime warranty, and something that you can trade up in the future. So you really can't go wrong there. But let's move on to the base 800. Okay guys, we're here at the middle of the road with our good, better, best comparison. The good machine being the Weekend Warrior over here that we first demonstrated. The better option is going to be your base 800 or your VH800PB as in boy model. So this is the middle of the road. If you can't really decide if you want to go high end or low end, then you would certainly want to go middle of the road, and that's the base 800. A lot of people fall in that category. Why is it a base model 800? What makes it different, of course, from the FL 800 are a couple things. The main thing being that it's an open loop system. You would have to have a fresh water connection and of course a drain or something to drain the machine into with its overflow system to be able to operate the machine. And what that means, the freshwater connection, just to explain open and closed loop real quick for you, the open loop option, when you have a freshwater connection versus a hopper full of water being filtered that's coming out. So open loop with the freshwater connection, you need that for your internal rinse nozzle to wash your parts after blasting. And you also need it for the window spray mechanism that each of these machines have to clean the window. So that's why you need water connected to the machine. Every model, every wet blast cabinet that we build holds anywhere from 15 to 45 gallons of water, and of course anywhere from 15 to 35 pounds of abrasive. So they all hold water and abrasive, but some machines are open loop, some are closed. But that's the main difference with the VH800B. If you're stepping up from the Weekend Warrior, the lighting is much better. We use a much more robust, much more durable, much brighter LED light in this base 800 versus the Weekend Warrior. That's the number one reason why people opt to go for the base model 800 versus the Weekend Warrior. So the lighting is much better. Number two, you have the automatic overflow system. Let's check that out real quick, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. Okay, so what you see here is this top valve is your automatic drain valve for this machine. It's the number 2 major feature and major difference from the Weekend Warrior cabinet. This automatic valve will open and close every time you either start blasting, it'll close, or when you stop blasting, it'll open up. What this does is it prevents your abrasive from coming out of the cabinet. And it also prevents you as the operator from having to open and close the valve manually. So when you have an automatic feature, it's all set up. All you have to do is really connect this to a drain or to a bucket or bin so that it can catch the water coming out. And it's kind of a mindless operation. It's one less thing you have to worry about with a wet blast machine. Very good feature. But you still have your water drain off valve. If you want to drain your dirty water off, your abrasive's still good. And then you still have your main discharge on the bottom here. So let's begin to go around further and check out some more differences. Okay, moving on. So the next major difference that you're going to recognize here on the left side is the control panel. That's different from the Weekend Warrior. Of course, this is more of an industrial style control panel with some 24-volt switchgear in it, and of course some better timers and relays to operate this machine better. One of the coolest features I talked about in the Weekend Warrior was the adjustability with the window spray timer. Well, in this machine there's a different timer unit that has more adjustability. It's more precise. You can set better times on your window spray. So that's another upgrade. So you've got your lighting, you've got the automatic overflow, you've got more adjustability with this machine with the window spraying unit, and of course the automatic overflow. As far as that goes, those are your major differences. You still have a light duty pump in the base model 800, just like the Weekend Warrior. However, you upgrade some of the other features like we just mentioned here before. The work cabinet stays the same inner working dimensions, same color cabinet. We use all of the same components on the majority of these machines. Just give you better quality on some and more adjustability on some. However, again, we're still here to back you with a lifetime warranty and the option to trade up if you get into something that you don't like. So, hope that covers any differences and questions between the Weekend Warrior and the base model 800. So let's jump on over to the VH800P FL model, which is the closed loop option, the option that has everything on it that we build in this category, and is a fantastic product. Most bang for your buck in the world, hands down. So let's check it out. Okay guys, here we are standing in front of the VH800P FL model. So we've worked our way up with our good, better, best comparison, starting with the Weekend Warrior, the base 800, and of course the VH800P FL model. This is my most favorite machine in its class, hands down. Same working cabinet, same inner working dimensions as the Weekend Warrior and the base model 800, as we mentioned before. A lot of major differences between this machine and the two lower end options that we just saw here. Starting with the beginning here, we have a different control panel on the front, something that you see on a higher end industrial machine with your switching options and of course an emergency stop button. You have main power on here, an emergency stop right here with IP67 protection on all the components. So your main control switching is here. You have another fantastic feature when it comes to regulating air pressure, which is very important with this equipment. Specifically if you're an industrial customer and you're looking for tighter control. That's precision air regulators. Cannot tell you how important and how beneficial precision air regulators are. The other two models do not have precision air regulators on them, and of course their components are not even rated for the high levels of PSI that this machine can go up to. This one can go up to 150 PSI working pressure, and of course can flow about 25 CFM versus 15 to 20 on the Weekend Warrior and the base 800. So higher end air system, better electrical package. Also, this machine, moving on from the electrical and the air, has the closed loop basin filtration system, which of course takes water out of the machine on the overflow cycle, filters it, takes the sediment out, pumps it back into the machine via the window rinse or the part rinse nozzle. So this machine can run standalone if you have an area where there is no water or no draining capabilities and you need to have a self-sustaining unit with just power and air, then this is going to be your unit. And so let's take a look at the basins real quick, and I can show you the difference between the filtration basins or the closed loop versus the other two open loop models. Okay guys, so here we are. We have the closed loop filtration basin set up on the VH800 PFL. Of course, your automatic overflow drains here. You're going to be draining water into this top cavity first, and then of course water into the bottom cavity second, and then from here it will actually transfer back into the machine. You have two pumping systems on this VH800 PFL. Of course, one here is an air operated pump for your filtration system, and of course your slurry pump is inside the cabinet here, which is electric. But here's the closed loop system. Everything is very modular and very easy to set up, very easy to clean, and of course this saves a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of space, and gives you a lot of flexibility on where you're going to locate this product because of this closed loop system. So your water's coming out, going to here, and then going back in the cabinet. Another cool difference while we're down here with the air system is you have, of course, filtering and separating capabilities on the front of the product to protect the sensitive solenoids that are on this machine, because solenoids are very sensitive to any type of debris and moisture a lot of times. So let's move on and see what else is different. So the next biggest difference, you have two more that are different from the lower end models. This has the heavy industrial pumping system, which has the polyurethane impeller, and of course this has even better lighting than the base model 800. Basically we have double the lighting in this cabinet versus the single fixture in the base model 800. So double the lighting, industrial pumping system, closed loop filtration system, better electrical package, better pneumatic package to flow higher pressures, higher CFMs, and have more precision and more control over the product. Those are your major differences between the VH800 PFL, the base model 800, and the Weekend Warrior. So let's recap one more time real quickly the few differences between these models and why you may choose one or the other, starting with the Weekend Warrior. So with the Weekend Warrior, the biggest difference is going to be your light duty pumping system, the less quality and less output of lighting. So light industrial pump, the lighting's an issue sometimes for people. The window spray adjustability is also an issue for people sometimes. We still have it, but it's still an issue. And of course, the manual operation of the open and close of the overflow valve system. So this machine is, of course, an open loop machine, but you have to manually drain the water and close the valve back off. The base model 800, the difference between itself and the Weekend Warrior and the VH800 PFL. The base model 800 is an open loop system, just like the Weekend Warrior. However, it has an automatic drain valve which drains off the excess water from the cabinet. So it's open loop, but it has the automatic drain. Number two, it has better lighting in the cabinet versus the Weekend Warrior. So the lighting's better. It's not awesome like the VH800 PFL, but it's better. And that's your biggest difference there between the Weekend Warrior and the base model 800. So your automatic overflow and your lighting. And of course, then the third option would be the adjustability with the window spray system because of the different control panel. Because we use 24 volts, again, switching the gear, and you have more adjustability there. Moving on to the VH800P, main difference between all the other cabinets, you have double the lighting, you have the heavy duty blasting slurry pump, so double the lighting, better slurry pump. You have the closed loop filtration system, so you have recirculating tanks here on the side. You have higher air capacity with better air components. And of course you have the better electrical package with the control switching on the front, like your larger industrial machines. So as you can tell behind me, the machines are the same size, internal dimensions. External dimensions are just a little different because of some of the components on it, but internally they're the same. But the cabinets are drastically different between each model. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have questions about the product or an application that you might have, please call us or send us an email. Thanks for watching.